introduce myself as Onatha. It's spelled Onatha. You can also say Onatha. What's good, Inglewood? Good city of Inglewood. What's cracking?
So you're here to promote some new music that's here. I hear you got new music on the way.
Yeah, we got a new album dropping in September. It's titled A Boy King with the House of Cards.
Okay.
And we're shooting for the release date to be in September 2018.
Okay. So what's the concept behind this?
Just about to ask.
Yeah.
The concept behind it is like I like etymology and spelling. So when I make a title of an album, I make it to where what could I do the next 10 years off that concept. So I'm like, okay. If we're king and he has a house of cards. So that means the deck, what does the deck have in the cards, in the deck of cards? You got a joker, you got an ace of spades, you got a two of hearts. Like, so, who could play cards? Who could play dice?
Well, I've never been anybody's spade partner, so that's probably why
Oh yeah, we discussed that you can't play spades.
I'm normally the last person that they pick.
It's no fail. It's too big to fail. You got a whole deck of cards.
Okay. I think I'm getting it. A boy king
With a house of
with
cards.
a house of cards. Okay. Okay.
So it's like, then it's like, oh, okay. Shout out to Cardi B. Why is that spelled like that? I don't know. But I know that my title is winning right now. Being from Brooklyn, New York. Sutter Avenue, Cypress Hills.
So I've never been to Brooklyn. So tell me a little bit about Brooklyn, man. What's it like there? What's a day in the life in Brooklyn?
So, both sides of my bloodline range from Brooklyn, New York, but my parents are bi-coastal. So, both of my parents was in the U.S. Air Force. So when I was born, my blood, both sides of the family is Brooklyn, New York, but a lot of my parents traveled and journeyed with their service in the armed forces. Shout out to Armed Forces Days today. Also, I want to shout out Malcolm X, was born today.
Yeah.
Omaha, Nebraska in 1925, today in Black Facts. Ashe. May his soul rest in peace. Power. Islam. Where were we at?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Parents being bicultural.
For sure. Okay. Like, what questions do you have for me? Because now I'm just telling the story.
Well, I had asked what's Brooklyn like? Like what would be a day in the life? I've never
So
been.
since my parents was in the Air Force, they divorced when I was 5. The picture on the album is a picture of me when I was in kindergarten. I was 5 years old. The first album, Hallowed Be Thy Name, that's on Amazon right now and on the website.
Cop
Link
that,
in bio.
cop that.
So it's like, okay, so let's play detective investigator. How do I get home? I've never lived there, never resided there.
Oh yeah, people is just.
I never had a mailbox there. But La Familia is there.
Yes.
So now if you had a boy king, if you was from the islands and you had a boy king with a house of cards, and you was from the islands and you had a boy king with a house of cards, do you have a perspective now?
No, I'm just giving I just don't. Like I'm
At least she real.
Yeah, like I'm trying to like follow it, but it's just a lot. So I'm listening to you. I'm gonna get it.
Okay, I think this is. I'm gonna say what I think you mean. So, a boy king. So somebody young but with a lot of power, but they don't know what to do with it. They have all this in front of them.
That's a great
It
perspective.
can be whatever you make it to be.
That's a
what
great
I'm getting
perspective
from
for starters.
Go
It's
ahead,
not even
Sarah.
out yet, the album.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
That's what I'm getting from
Go
the
ahead,
title
girl.
and like, that's cool. Okay, that's the artist.
I'm gonna just go with it.
Power to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm on the lines.
Okay, so are you creating that genre yourself, or is it something like other influential artists that you kind of are like, not even to say following, but are inspired by?
I will always like to leave that interpretation up to the people that I'm serving.
Okay.
I don't ever want to identify or label something that's been created for me to interpret so freely.
Okay.
So you said the people that you are serving, who would be that audience you would think? What audience are you tapping into?
My audience will be listeners that can relate to my journey, can relate to my story, can relate to my vibe, can relate to how I grew up, can relate to the feelings that they conjure up through listening. Not necessarily hearing the music, finding out about the music, but by listening to the music.
Okay, I respect that.
Do you produce too, or no? You grab beats right?
I will be
Yeah.
once once I'm blessed with the resources in that lane.
How do you feel like your audience gravitates towards your music? Does it switch from album to album, or do you feel like you have like a solid base of people who understand?
Well, right now, I'm still in the trenches, and to be honest, I'm still plowing my field as the label owner of my entertainment media label, Akimar Records, Inc. So that's why I'm reiterating the term listeners, because you have to get to the point where you build a fan base. And I'm just Onatha, the architect, right now.
Okay. So what are some of the other songs, or what is it going to sound like on your album that's coming out in September?
What is it gonna sound like?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's gonna sound progressive to the movement and the growth with the company and the brand that we're operating out of. There'll definitely be a lot of gems, and I don't know what it will sound like to people, but I know definitely what we'll get from the effort.
So, how different is this one from the last project that you came up here with? What's the difference between the two, besides it just being a different time right now in your, what's different?
The difference is, instead of having a compilation album featuring various producers, this album will feature one producer from one area, from one city. And the engineer is also from the same city. And so I kind of wanted to do an in-house feature and get the bases loaded, and so that we could tap into the lanes that are opening progressively with the visionaries taking care of the canals in the inner cities and surrounding cities.
Okay. So who's the producer? Who's the producer and the engineer? We'll shout them out. Give them a quick shout out.
Okay, so the producer is King Thelonious, and he's hailing from Chicago, Illinois. The engineer is Hookah Barra. He's also hailing from Chicago, Illinois, and we have our lab is out of space 2813 right now. So salute to those G's, and we'll be home soon.
What's up? So can you explain your fashion inspirations? Because I see you look very decorated right
I
now.
like that sweater.
Yeah.
You selling those sweaters?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Available upon request. Link in bio. So yeah, being that I grew up on military bases, this is actually my first time living in an urban, cultured area. So, I like my shopping and my style is different. I don't like shopping at your mom's, and this is no disrespect, and this is disclaimers and stuff. But it's like I'm a thread whore and a fabric whore. It's just a lot of the time they don't have what I'm looking for in commercial retail.
Right.
So I like shopping at the swap meet, and that's where the sweatshirt is made from. So shout out to the Slosh and Swap meet, and to the guy that made this, cause he's getting plugged right now. And also shout out to the Marathon store. Shout out to Nip. Shout out to Calvin Love. Shout out to the Dog Pound and Snoop Dogg. Seen and unseen. All the G's in the canals. One love.
Peace.
You talk about the military a lot. Do you feel like you have a lot of connection to like people who serve?
Yeah, I'm also a military veteran, and I serve Army, U.S. Army.
Okay. What made you want to join?
It's a good question. A maternity pivot foot, and financial stability, coming into that family mindset, and what it's gonna take to feed my family, and also navigate with the system set up around me. So it took a lot of introspection, because growing up in that same environment, you already know the pros and the cons. So it's like when you don't really like a certain aspect, you don't really want to redo another generation of it. So, but it was like at the end of the day, I started to see the bright side of it, and like how far did my family get for taking that pivot foot. And it's just like the pot started boiling after that.
You sound a little emotional. Did that hit something for you sometimes when it comes to speaking about either the military or just your time serving or your family?
It's definitely emotional because, it's a third generation military family. My grandparent, my grandfather on my mom's side served U.S. Air Force.
I was gonna ask what it was like, but I can't talk about that. So how much time did you spend in Germany? I see that you was born in Germany. What's Germany like?
That's a good question. I would want to say that I was born there in Landstuhl on the Autobahn in a 1984 Chevy Citation. And I was born in the car, and I made the newspaper. They called me Autobahn Townsend. And I want to say every 2 to 3 years, you had to get new orders. So I would say probably from birth to 3 years old, I was there.
Okay. And then, so what about them? Can you relate to?
Well, I love street shit. I love street things, and that's another aspect of my style and my outfit. I like to study a lot of the street scholars and see how did they put their money together, and how did they get it together to where they could, still feed the family, still feed the community, but maybe square off somewhere in a quiet, grassy knoll somewhere. Sorry, where were we at?
I want to know how you create your music and what's your studio process like. Because I'm sure it's way different than most artists.
Can you repeat the question?
How do you record your music and your whole studio process, the way you create music? I know that process ain't like no regular artist.
It's not.
No.
And to be honest, it's actually a very disorganized process. Because I start off brainstorming, and that brainstorming could be anything. It could be me writing a note, me getting a verse from a book, or me seeing an ad on the bus, or you know what I mean? It's a brainstorm first, and then like I said, my goal what my company is to always do. What could we do? How could we mesh forward these 10 years? And then make products off of that. And it's like, okay, so now you're not focused on the sale because you know that that concept is going to last you 10 years for people to tap in. So it's like, I kind of add that to the process. And then when you do that, then it's like you get more deep and deep into the creation aspect instead of the technicalities.
Right.
Where now you have people from Chicago, Illinois able to feed their family based off the hostility. We don't know who the purveyors of the hostility are coming from, but based off our strength and staying down, now we're able to create a segue through the chaos.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I just had to know.
Thank you.
So back to Foxy Brown, because we just kind of moved away from Foxy in the middle.
I do want to share. I was Foxy Brown one time for Halloween.
What did you wear? What did you wear?
I had like a fur coat.
And no shirt underneath?
My jeans.
Okay! You the one who told us you brought it up. I
And
said, hey,
it was
DeAnna,
just a
you're
real
dressed up
good
as
look.
Foxy Brown for Halloween?
It was a real good look. I just wanted, because I love Foxy. Like, even though I was
I'm gonna have to
definitely
do that one of these Halloweens.
Or dress up? We should have
No,
a Halloween party. Let's have a what we talking about Halloween
At
party.
the Zen Lounge. She looked like
By
that.
then, I think that's October. We're gonna be on a whole nother.
No, let's have one. I'm gonna start planning my costume right now.
Okay, we
Okay,
got
yeah,
it.
me too.
At the Zen Lounge.
I don't know who I'm gonna be though.
How do you feel about her dressing up as Foxy Brown? Do you think she makes a good Foxy Brown?
I mean, we're not the same complexion, but I don't.
She
It's up,
said nah.
it's up to my interpretation, so it doesn't really
Listen,
matter.
I'm asking for her. I'm asking for her.
Right.
Y'all can't be putting me on the spot like that because it's like,
She was like, nah, bro, don't.
if I don't know you like that, nah, I'm not pressing no buttons.
We'll see who I'm gonna be. I got time.
You do got a little while.
Keep
It's
it realistic.
what month is it? It's May.
Keep it realistic. This time around.
Who you gonna be for Halloween?
Please. He'll be a piglet for sure.
You feel me? Plus size model. You know? Lane Bryant for
I'm
me.
gonna be the Manuka honey doctor, blooming this spring.
Okay, that's a good one. I always think to be like a cartoon character. Why my job the job I quit from, it was a Willy Wonka theme, right? Why they have the only 2 black employees want to be Oompa Loompas? I'm like, oh, y'all got me all the way. I'm not gonna be no damn Oompa Loompa.
No, one year, one of my sales associates dressed up as like a Laker player, and he was like taking off his pants,
Like, he had to snap
I'm
off.
laughing again.
Every time he went to the back, he came
No,
out.
just when people would walk by, they would
that's
say
nice.
trick or treat, he would take the pants off.
Oh, he lit it.
Oh, he
Did
does that too, because he got to button them up every time.
He
You
had
know how long
double
it takes to
layers
button
shorts
those
on.
pants though?
He
I used
just,
to have some for my travel team.
he's not weird. He's not weird, but he's just crazy like that. So he had like double pants, like double layer pants on. Under there.
Oh, he had the warm-ups on and
See,
then
why not?
shorts.
He's biracial, so he's for sure like on the weirdo
Oh, he's
side
good.
sometimes. No, like he's weird and he's cool sometimes. It just depends on the day you catch him. That's my book though.
What's his
Huge
name?
summer madness.
Ryan Ford. He listens to.
Shout out to you, Ryan.
Mr. Ford.
Yes.
If you want to contribute, we about to start charging for shout-outs.
No, for real though. $5 a shout out.
We just giving out all the shout-outs.
You-
Shout out to Broke Boy, too. Shout out to you, man.
I
Keep
still need to
listening.
hear the story about Girl Boy.
Keep
No.
listening.
Double B.
OnathaMusic.com.
Definitely. So, what are some things that you got to do before the year's out?
That's a deep question. Let's just. I like the word team came to mind. That was the buzzword that came to my mind. Teamwork. Let's build a team. Let's build the cornerstone. Let's build the cornerstone, and let's make it unwaverable and let's build the team upon that. And let's do the best that we can.
Businesses, you know, like you just mentioned the corner store, you know, you're gonna open up liquor stores, dry cleaners. Bless you. Are you into those kind of things as well? Or
Definitely.
definitely.
But
So if you could open up a business right now, what would your business?
it would probably be a bodega
Bodega.
where,
So once again, that's New York shit. So I need you to explain the bodega, because I heard they got, like, I heard that it ain't a real, it's not a real bodega if it's not a cat sleeping on the brick.
yeah.
That's what I heard.
Shout out to my homie Saya. She would be actually helpful to explain more, cause she was 10 tones down in the turf. So, but I could do my best
Yeah, I'm
from
gonna need it.
when I was back home and I did my 10 toes
Yeah.
during the phase that I did it my short time. It would just be a corner store where, like, I don't even want to say discount store, but just a corner pocket store that sells a little bit of everything. And then in the front there's a little bit of everything, and in the back there's a little bit of everything, and depending on what the family is, what product the family has access to, you'll see more of that in that particular bodega.
So what would we see in your bodega?
You'll probably see a lot of the label products, street clothes, hoodies, CDs, mixtapes. You'll probably see like studio snacks, food, drinks.
What's your favorite studio snack?
Right now, I'm high off of gelatin-free fruit gushers and Arizona fruit juice cocktails.
Oh, okay. I fuck with the Arizonas too. I like gushers. And
You like to use the gus in your mouth?
what?
Oh yeah.
That's what that's about.
That's what it's all about.
Y'all relax.
You said it. What?
Shout out to DJ Khaled.
We already had this conversation.
Shout out to my Sugar 11 Balance.
Zulu, I see you, man. I see you over there.
Also filmographer, also content curator at Balance Worldwide on Instagram.
Okay. Make sure y'all follow that. Shout out, you did this strong. So you got any last words before we get up out of here?
Does anybody else have any questions? Because
Anybody? Y'all got questions?
I thought I was waiting to see if you had another one. Okay, so where have you lived at? Because you said you was an Army brat, right? So everywhere, Germany,
various bases,
New York.
we didn't get into, but I've been to other countries. I've been to Japan. We could do a quick recap, but I'm probably not gonna catch all of them. Germany, Vegas, DC, Japan, Arkansas, Cali. Boom. Post up 15 years. Me and Big Bro, we're the only ones. Gas, 10 years. Here we are.
So which place was your favorite?
Why are you taking my questions,
Nah,
bro?
man, you gotta be faster, man.
Y'all on each other mind?
No, I'm on his mind, obviously.
Ooh.
Relax.
I just did it. I can never roll my R's.
Yeah, y'all birds. Stop it.
I understand you, girl.
Birds are free, okay? You know, wherever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Favorite place.
Yeah,
Back to my
all
question. Where's the best place to live? Obviously California, because you've been here so damn long.
I can appreciate many different areas for the environment that they are and that I could grow in and that I can learn something from, which should be everywhere.
Right. Y'all chuckling for it. We having a whole interview right now.
I'm here. I'm present.
Look at her.
I'm right here with you.
So
I feel
maybe
you. That's why I just got my
maybe
passport because I'm trying to go see something
take
else.
book 2 as well.
You been there?
Book 2 as well.
Where is that?
Wherever it is in your mind.
On the way to Wakanda.
Yeah. Dear God.
I got special sauce, baby. I come from Wakanda.
Alright. Well, tell
Wakanda forever.
You feel
Hit it
me?
real quick. DX. What's
Tell
up?
the people where they can find you.
At Wakanda forever.
All your social
Find
media,
me
where they can
at
find the music.
Onatha 7. I want to say that name when I want to say rest to the soul and rest in power to Stephen Patrick Smith L. That was my king man, and he was murdered by the LAPD. If you want to talk more about it, we're probably going to have another session. Anyways, you can find me at Onatha 7, also OnathaMusic.com, and that's it. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Well, you know, I just want to say we appreciate you for coming and rocking with us today. DeAnna, what's good with you?
You can follow me on everything at DeAnna Monet.
All right.
Keep it there.
Any blogs coming?
Yeah. Tons of them.
All right. Tiara, where can they find
I hate
you?
Rob.
You can find me on the west side.
Where
You
you
can find me
at?
at Tiara Money. Yeah.
What's on
There you go, Ice
We
Cube.
need to love you.
Hey.
Can I do a drop like that?
Yeah, you sure can. You just gotta say my name, so let's practice right here.
Yay, yay.
No, you ain't that hard. Like you from the West Coast. Yeah. Hey.
Alright, after this, I gotta get
So
some.
you can find me at Tiara Monique Music. New mixes, new videos. Stay up. Actually, watch my shit too, because I posted a fire ass video this week. But because I was on the drums, I followed to be a little shady there and like the DJ. It's a trash over there to your right. We having some technicalities in this bitch. Anyway, yeah, Tiara Monique Music, West Side all day. Back to you, Rob.
Yeah. So, what we talking about radio, so make sure y'all follow us. WWTB Radio. What we talking about radio on Instagram. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button on YouTube and iTunes. When we talk about radio podcast, what we talk about radio on SoundCloud. I Am Productions by Rob. Make sure y'all follow me on everything. Make sure y'all pick up y'all curated wear. Created365.com. Till next time, we'll get at y'all. Oh yeah.